Nectar 3 has a very interesting saturation module, and I describe it as interesting because it can add anything from subtle warmth to intense distortion to a vocal. And it's dead simple to use. Once you choose your algorithm, you simply dial up the amount that you want, and that's pretty much it. We have a high filter roll-off here in case there's any brittle or harsh high-end harmonics that's added from the saturation. We can roll it off here. And that's really about it. Now, the display works as we're used to, with one addition. There's a shaded yellow fill that appears that shows the harmonic content that's generated from the saturation. So let's put it to work, and I'm going to drive them hard so we can really hear the characteristics that each of them has. Now, analog is kind of mild. It's a transistor type of emulation, and it emphasizes the odd harmonics.
Lost, all alone, gotta find a way to move on.
So it's very subtle even when up full. Next up is the retro model, which is a little more aggressive, and it features transistor-style odd harmonics, which will have a much more noticeable effect.
Lost.
As I dial it up, you can see more of the yellow fill happening.
Lost, all alone.
And depending where we place it, it'll have a different effect.
Despite these feelings that are so strong.
So it's definitely more subtle after all the processing. I'm going to leave it before for now so we can really hear in detail what it's doing. I wouldn't use this one on this vocal, but I want to leave it here and drive it so we can kind of put a microscope under what it's doing. Now, tape is a classic analog tape saturation type of effect, and this also emphasizes odd harmonics. And it's got a different kind of slope, so it'll have a different feel to it. And let's double-click this to reset it and listen.
Lost, all alone.
So far, I'm liking that one or the first analog the best on this. Now, Tube has got a rich exciter kind of saturation, and it features a mix of both odd and even harmonics.
Lost, all alone.
Yeah, here, less of this and later in the signal flow would probably work nicely.
Lost, all alone.
It's subtle, but it adds a thickness.
Gotta find a way to move on. Despite these
Let's bring it back earlier in the chain, and we'll go to the next model, which is Warm. And this is subtle. It adds harmonic warmth, and it generates even harmonics. It's got a steeper slope, but I'm going to double-click this, but I don't think it's going to have too dramatic an effect even when we push it hard.
Lost, all alone.
That's actually nice. That would be my first choice, I think, so far, again, after the rest of the processing. We have Decimate, which is more aggressive. It's a digital decimating by reducing the sample rate, so it introduces the aliasing that you get when you downsample something.
Lost, all alone.
Yeah, you can hear it there. It's got that low bit depth kind of vibe to it. And then this is just all-out distortion,
Lost,
which could be interesting in parallel. But I think I'm going to go with Warm.
Lost,
Put it all the way up and move it.
all alone. Gotta find a way to move on.
I'll see you for more in the next video.